You are listening to Love, Light, Lani, the podcast. I'm Lani Nishiyama, and join me as we discover the gifts that live within all of us and how these gifts bring us together to love, help others, inspire, and of course, vibrate higher. Welcome to Love, Light, Lani. Hi, everyone. This is Love, Light, Lani, and I am finally creating a podcast because I've been told a million times to do it, and I've been living in fear and scared to do it. I'm actually terrified. I never thought I would ever do something like this, but here I am pouring my heart out. So I thought that I would start by explaining to you why I'm doing the podcast. I'm a host, so I've hosted different shows, events, live TV, whatever, but I also, which I love to do, but I also am very spiritual, and I believe this world is all about love, and that's why we're here as humans, is to love and to learn lessons in love. I feel like we're born, we want to be loved by our parents and our siblings, and then we want to fall in love, and then we want our kids to love us, and then our neighbors to love us, and then when we die, we're like, it's all about love, right? Because at the end of your life, you don't care about all the billions you made or nothing. You just care about love. And I definitely had a spiritual awakening during the pandemic and felt that everything that's happening in the world was because we need to reassess our lives and focus on love. And I have always struggled with this growing up because of my own upbringing and all the things that we're conditioned to do. But I always knew I was different. I definitely had suffered from really low self-esteem growing up. Like, I didn't understand why. And then I started to realize that it's because I was so empathic and I could feel other people's feelings and everything they were going through, good or bad. And I would take that on for myself. Like, I would put it on my chest and carry it around all day. So I had low self-esteem. I didn't like myself. And people think that's crazy because everyone I tell that to was like, no, you just seem so confident. But I was faking it. And then so when I had this awakening, I was going through a hard time with friendships and family. And it's only because it's no one else's fault. I was putting that on myself. And I couldn't understand why I wasn't happy. And then I realized, like, there's more to life than just living in these anxieties and fears. And that we actually are here for a reason, all of us. Like, I've never believed, like, oh, that's a coincidence. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And it's to teach you lessons in life and to give you beautiful, loving gifts and blessings. So I actually decided that with my spiritual awakening and being very connected to the spirit world, if you will, sounds creepy, but it's not. I'm much happier because of it. I was going to share this with everybody. So this podcast is for anyone that wants to listen to it, or even no one. Hopefully one person will listen to it. But if I even make one person feel like they're not crazy and that they are heard, if they feel loved at all or connected to this podcast, I know I've done my job. That's the bottom line. So here I am pouring my heart out, and I'm really, really scared, but I'm doing it. And I basically had this like low self-esteem that I was telling you about. I didn't understand why. I would literally sit in a classroom in high school and like feel everyone's emotions, thoughts, feelings, and I took it on myself, and it would give me like panic attacks. I would go home and cry, and I kind of suffered from like people picking on me, and I would never defend myself, and I never understood why, but it's because I never wanted to hurt anyone. But in turn, it like made people angrier, I think, because I didn't have like a backbone. And then during this pandemic, I realized like I can't live like that anymore. I don't have to be perfect or a people pleaser to get people to like me. They either will or they won't. And it's not about that. It's just about sharing the gifts that you do have, and we all have them. I believe all of us have gifts. I am a mother and I'm married, and I think becoming a mother gave me this incredible confidence as well, because now I'm like, I don't only think about myself, I think about my children. And if anyone messes with my children, I become a crazy mama bear. And I never thought that that would be me. But they gave me confidence, and they're both Virgos, and I'm a Pisces, by the way. So I'm like all over the place, emotional Pisces. But the Virgos are earthy and they're grounded, and my kids are confident and strong, and they don't care what others think about them. And I've learned so much from them that it's given me a brand new Lani. And I also feel that the pandemic and seeing people suffer, living in fear, and no, I believe the pandemic was real, but I just didn't understand why everyone was so scared. And now I think we're in a different time where we're like shifting, and we are becoming these new people, and we're exposing, like, there's been all these movements, and we're exposing this and that. And I think we're just, everything's coming to the surface because people are no longer tolerating the cover-ups, and living in a time where people are fake. It's like everyone wants to be a lot more real. And I feel like I've been fake my whole life, so now I want to be real as well. And so that's why I'm doing this again. And I have to admit this, even though I'm terrified. I've always heard things like voices in my head or seen kind of crazy things since I was a child. And now I just realize that I'm very connected to energy and the other side, if you will. And I truly believe in a higher power, a God, um, source, whatever anyone wants to call it. I don't like to put labels on things, but I totally believe in that. Like, we wouldn't be here if there wasn't that higher power. And I think it's really beautiful that I love religions. There's all these different religions that believe in it. And even if you're not religious, I support that. Like, it doesn't matter, because we're all connected through this higher power and energy. And I think that's why we're here, is to learn lessons in life. We carry the past lineage stuff from our parents and their parents, and then we have to learn the lessons so that we can change and then help our future kids or generations. You don't have to be a parent to do this, but just to teach the future generations how to be more open and loving, and not about war and fighting and judging people. I can't stand the judging. When someone walks into a room and they're like, "Oh, look at her, look at him," and da da da, I can't take it. It's not that it's cruel. I just think everyone is here and has gifts for a reason, so we should all appreciate each other and honor each other. I feel like I've been talking for 2 hours and it's been like 8 minutes, but um, some things I will share with you that I personally felt that when I had an awakening and I really understood a little. I don't know anything really. I don't even know why we're really here. I just know we have to learn things, because every time I ask my guides or whoever up there, I'm like, please, I'm praying, like, why am I here? Please give me the answers. Like, I still don't know. So we're figuring it out. But I do know that I came here as Lani, this in this body, to learn lessons that would then change my kids' lives. And that's just me personally. So I know that, I do have divorced parents, and it's not easy, but a lot of people have divorced parents. It's not like an uncommon thing. But I learned from that I know how to parent differently, because I just saw the things that I loved about my parents and didn't like all the time. And so I kind of shifted that for myself. But one thing that's really cool is, like, now that I'm married, I have incredible empathy and sympathy for my parents and what they went through. And I actually appreciate them more now, because I know marriage is not a walk in the park, even though my husband is, I think, like the greatest human alive. He's also a Pisces, and like, he just loves me and adores me, and I'm really lucky. But I know now that marriage is a lot of hard work, and you sign up for that love, and you have to really work hard for that. And I now look at my parents and I'm just like, they are incredible. And they were so brave to even get a divorce. They were so brave to go on their own and get remarried and be happy. And like, that's so cool. And I didn't understand that as a kid, but now I'm like so grateful that this has been my life. I'm grateful to every person that bullied me or pushed me down the stairs or talked about me behind my back, because it actually has made me who I am now. And I know I'm not perfect. I'm sure I've done the same thing to people, and I know I have. And now I'm just like learning that I don't want to be that person, and I don't want to judge anymore, and I don't want to live in fear anymore. So here we are. I'm also doing this podcast because all of us have gifts. So I plan to interview fitness instructors who inspire us because, look, I love to work out. It's like my meditation every day. So for me, working out, yoga, all that stuff is just amazing. I also plan to interview medical professionals who save people's lives and help people, and therapists who really, really help people and like get into their brain and their blueprinting and all of that. And I also look forward to these interviews because I feel like not only am I going to learn a lot, but hopefully I can share it with that one other person listening to me right now. And I know that if all of you out there, or the one of you who's listening, know you have a gift, then hone in on that gift. Own it, be proud of it, be confident, and share it with the world so that the world can hear you. And I think if we all, as a universe, own our gifts and share it with each other, we would be amazing. There'd be like no wars, no starvation, like no one be fighting. It would just be like a lot nicer, a lot more harmonious, if you will. And I look forward to that because I think we are moving in that direction. And it's not going to be easy. And I think being a parent, you like very much are like, okay, now we have to change the future because our kids are going to live in this world, and how are we going to do it? And I'm like so thrilled for this podcast. I went from being terrified in the very beginning to now I'm like, am I talking too much? It's weird to just like talk by yourself too, like just hear your voice. It's kind of strange. I know I'm recording this on a video too, so I'm like, it's weird to just like do, like, I feel like I'm talking to myself, but I know I'm talking to you guys. Anyway, I am so excited to share Love Light Lani with you. It's all about how we can be better people together, how we can vibrate higher, how we can love each other harder and more with compassion and kindness and no judgment. I'm over the judging thing. I think you are too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this. So it's not about our religions or what we believe in, because I think all of them are correct. Like if you want to be a Catholic, if you want to be Christian, if you want to be Buddhist, like great, good for you. And I'm not going to judge you for that. And you're not going to judge me for that. So anyways, I am really excited to share this with the world, and I look forward to sharing really cool interviews with you guys coming up soon. I won't take any more of your time, but I really appreciate you listening to my story, and I hope this resonates with at least some of you. All right, sending you all love. Love Light Lani. Peace.